Some people are so cocky that they believe they can screw with anyone. Maybe it's a horrible case of overconfidence or simply plain stupidity. But some people believe they are invincible enough to mock the royal guard. You know, the ones with red coats and bearskin helmets standing outside Buckingham Palace. Yes, those men. However, let me give you some advice. Don't mess with them. For whatever reason, this boy thought that today would be the day to put a royal guard's patience to the test. He approaches a bit too near, maybe believing the guard is just part of the decor, or worse, someone new to make jokes with. But surprise, surprise, the guard abruptly orders him to back off. I bet that took the smile off his face. Tourists tend to forget that these guards are on duty, guarding one of the world's most recognizable palaces. So, show some respect, guys. Let's go on to another famous example of human ignorance. Here's another beauty. This time, it's a youngster who finds it entertaining to march with a queen's guard as if it were a game. The guard's mind must be saying, just keep marching, just keep marching. But the boy doesn't get the hint and continues his prank until he taps the guard on the shoulder. That's a daring move. By which I mean completely foolish. Get back from the queen's guard! The guard maintains his composure, but you can see he's one step away from telling this youngster what's what. Imagine being this kid's mom and understanding your child has narrowly dodged an extremely humiliating and perhaps unpleasant situation. This takes us to the next excellent example of tourist behavior. Let's talk about the horse guards. These gorgeous animals stationed outside Buckingham Palace aren't just for Instagram likes. However, it appears that some tourists are on a mission to tempt fate. They get closer and closer, attempting to get the ideal selfie, or worse, holding the reins like they're going to gallop out into the sunset. Spoiler alert, it never ends nicely. And if you need evidence, simply watch this following video, in which a particularly dumb individual violates all common sense, as well as huge, bold warnings, in order to take a photograph.
Get off the road!
Needless to say, the guard was not amused, nor was the horse. In case you were wondering, yes, there was yelling. And no, the tourist did not take a lovely photo. What's even more remarkable is how many individuals continue to make the same error, completely unaware that they're playing a dangerous game called Will I Get Bitten Today? But hey, who am I to criticize if being chomped on by a horse makes for a good story back home? If you thought that was terrible, consider the tourists, who appear to believe the royal guards are courteous pedestrians who will patiently wait for them to get out of the way. They are not. If a guard is marching and you're in his way, you'll be mowed down. Just ask the boy in the following video who learned this lesson the hard way. The guard told him to move, but the boy didn't grasp the message in time. What was the result? The guard did precisely what he was trained to do: continue marching. The kid is pushed over, but the guard does not even stop in his tracks. It's a great example of why you should, move when a royal guard orders you to. Speaking of moving, consider how far some individuals will go to make a royal guard smile. The way these visitors try to get a response makes you think they're auditioning for a comedy show. Take, for example, this girl who chose to channel her inner dancing teacher in front of a guard in an attempt to make him laugh. Now, I am all for a good laugh, but this is simply unpleasant to see. The guard, apparently fired up, stomped his foot and went away, perhaps to avoid the temptation to break out laughing, which would cost him $275. Yes, you heard that correctly. A guard's chuckle on the job might lead to his suspension and leave him with less money in his pocket. Once, a girl tried her hardest to make a royal guard laugh by doing an odd dance, and she kept on doing and laughing. The guard got so annoyed that he stamped his feet and walked away. This was a clear sign that she had messed with a guard. These ladies appear to be among the visitors who will do whatever it takes to deliberately interfere with the royal guard's duties. The tourist begins to act strange and a little obnoxious by making filthy comments and gesturing in the direction of the camera. They appear to be having a great time, but the guard in the back is not pleased with their games. So, the next time you think your dancing steps are amusing, remember that laughing isn't always the greatest medicine, especially when it costs so much. Let's turn up the danger a little. Picture this. A group of Russian visitors, maybe feeling a little overly brave, decide to test how near they can go to scaling the Buckingham Palace barrier. Not the best idea, is it? The Royal Guard believed so as well. After a couple of strong warnings, which were entirely disregarded by our courageous visitors, the guard did what was necessary. He pulled his SA-80 rifle. Yeah, things have just gotten real.
Не унесли эту. Тёма. Тёма.
You'd think the sight of a pistol aimed at them would wake them up, but they're still laughing, oblivious to the fact that they're one step away from making headlines. They eventually backed off, possibly understanding they had narrowly escaped being shot.
Get back from the Queen's Guard!
The moral of the story is to not test the guards. They're not joking, and they're certainly not scared to show you who's in control. Last but not least, we have the strange instance of the traveler who couldn't resist the pull of a royal guard's hat feathers. You know the ones? The soaring, black, fluffy objects that appear to belong in a museum? Well, one visitor thought touching those feathers was a good idea. Spoiler, it was not. He swung around, sword in hand, and gave the tourist a look that likely made her reconsider every life decision that had brought her to this point. And with that, the pleasure was done. No more photographs, no more touching. Just a firm reminder that these guards are not your ordinary Joe. They are there to protect, and they take their duty extremely seriously. So there you have it, a quick rundown of what not to do when seeing a royal guard. Sure, testing their limitations may appear amusing, but trust me, maintain your distance, keep your hands to yourself, and, most importantly, keep your senses intact. Or, you may wind up becoming the topic of the next popular video depicting what happens when visitors forget that the royal guards aren't just for show.